Let's get down to bed.
We are live today, Wednesday. No, today is Tech Tuesday, December 19th, and we are talking all things tech. Are you looking to up your game when it comes to what your videos look like when you're live? Are you looking to get better engagement? Are you looking to get better interaction with your audience and land better and make more of an impact? Well, video is the way to go. And today we are going to show you exactly the tools that I use on Tech Tuesday. I'm going to show you the tools that I use to do these cool drop-ins here with the touch of a button. How we have transitions back to video. How I can do some follow me and like me and subscribe to us with a push of a button. Put us down here in the corner. Welcome, thank yous, and congrats. All of these cool video things as we pull up our windows here so we can see who's chatting and who's asking questions, because we want to know what you guys are wanting to know. And so we have our chat team here, which is my right eye looking at here, and then we've got our left eye doing the show. So if you've got questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We are looking at the chat. They are becoming more and more engaging as we go on. This is our 9th or 10th. Let me get back, transition back here to my regular page here. But we are happy to be here today on Tech Tuesday. My mama is on, Rebecca Metcalf. Welcome, Rebecca. That's my business partner too's name. So we are going to talk about today how we do this, and what we do this with is the Elgato Streamdeck and OBS. And I'm going to show you how we do this together. This is the 249 version. This is the XL version. There is another version here that's a little bit cheaper, and it is a few less buttons, but actually it's just as good, because we have, that's 129, because you have different pages. We're going to get into how that is. So you've got a smaller unit, which I have both, by the way. We've got the small unit and the large unit. So here is, turn this off, come back to my main screen here. We've got the smaller unit here, which is the 15 key or the 16 key. And then we've got the 32 key, which is what I'm pressing on right now today. And so really it just plugs right into your computer with a USB. There's too many acronyms here, but Elgato Streamdeck. And this is the one that I'm using live. So I'm going to show you the little buttons. So if I wanted to do a thank you on the screen, I would just check the one that says thank you right here, and I would hit it. Bam. So everything is at the click of a button here. And I'm going to show you how we did this, how I programmed them. I'm going to show you a little bit on how I created the stuff that we're putting on here. 80% of it's from Canva, and the rest of it's from iStock Video. So the links to these Stream Decks are in the body of the social media post where you found this live stream. So if you scroll down and look at the post, by the way, my phone number is on there and the link to join me on here. So if you have questions, simply press that link, come on with me, and I can show you exactly how we use the OBS Stream Deck. I'm sorry, the Elgato Stream Deck. And that'll show you, exactly the step-by-steps. We're going to show you guys how to do that in just a minute here. But if you have questions about how to do something or why we do something, or you didn't understand a step, hit us up, come on the chat, or give us a phone call, 954-338-9799. That's the phone number. In fact, I'm going to put that here. I should be doing this all along. Let's see here. We're going to add a lower third. Call in now, exclamation point, secondary, 954 338-9799. And we're going to add that. Bam. So call in now or click that link and come on live with your camera on, and we can get you on air so people can see you and hear you. And I'm sure they'll relate to you with the questions that you're going to have, because that's what we do. So let's get to it then. What I'm going to do is share my screen. I'm going to show you what happens if I don't switch cameras first. So this is called an infinite loop. I turn this on. Right, it didn't do it. So good. So we're going to be looking at OBS as the base, because OBS is operating open broadcast system. It's a free, application or a free platform that you download, and you can change your scenery. You can do transitions. You can do your there's my opener, right? Here's Tech Tuesday. Here's money. All right. It's a money idea, right? You can see here where I'm clicking. Let me get this number out of the way so you can see this stuff. Hold on. Chat. We're still looking for our producer, by the way. We still need our producer so that I can actually concentrate on showing you guys this and someone else. So see down here, we've got all of these scenes that I've created. And so once you create these scenes in OBS, I'm going to show you how I do this. Okay. This is, hey, you're on mute. No one's listening to you, but maybe you're on mute and somebody else goes to talk, but you could just click that button. And, but see, what I have to do is see if I'm looking at the camera and I want to push the button to tell someone on mute. I've got to look away from the camera, and I've got to look over here, and I've got to scroll down. I've got to find it. Then I got to click it. With OBS, I'm sorry, that's with OBS. With Streamdeck, this talks to OBS, and I've got a button right here called mute that I know where it is pretty much. So when I sit here and I'm looking and somebody is coming on and they're on mute, I just simply click the button there and I never have to look away, right? I don't have to take my attention away, especially if I'm bringing somebody on. Let's say if we're in a situation where we're side by side. So if we're side by side and the person on the left is not paying attention and they go to start talking and they're on mute, I can hit that button and show them this. So I'm going to switch cameras here real quick. And so that way this left side is on a different camera. There we go. So now when I do this, only the left side changes and the right side stays the same. So I can stay with you and I can show you all the cool things we're doing here with Streamdeck. So let's get back to our main screen here. Again, what I'm doing over here on the left, I'll minimize myself, is I've loaded all of these scenes in here, and I'll show you. Let's go to that. Let's show you first how we load these scenes in here in the OBS, Open Broadcast System. We go. What am I going to do here? Let's go up here to Scene Collection, and I'm going to click the Streamdeck presentation. Right now, I'm on the no green screen scene that I've created, that I've done all this, that I usually live in here, but I've created another one called Streamdeck presentation, Streamdeck presentation, and it's got the first one. So I'm going to take out, none of these would be here if I created that from zero, but I need to start with something to show you. So I'm just going to show you how I add things, because if I start taking these off, actually I might be able to, because I'm not on OBS anymore. So let me go ahead and take these off and load them up again so you can see how we do them. So I'm going to not rename them. I'm going to actually come all the way back up here and remove. So you're going to watch the camera disappear right there. So first thing I want to do is I created a scene by just going up here to scene collection, and I created a new scene and I called it Streamdeck presentation, and it populated this thing here. First I want to do is add the video capture device. And we're going to call this, we're going to call it the ATEM, because it's going through the ATEM Mini. So hit OK, and it allows me to pick, it's called the black magic. So I hit OK. I see it, there's a red outline here. I could drag this and I can make it bigger or smaller, and that's kind of how I do the picture-in-picture later. I change the name of it from ATEM to Blackmagic, and it creates a secondary file, and I can make it smaller while still sharing the screen and not messing with my other cameras. But that's getting ahead of myself. Let's add a microphone now. So now we're going to go up here and add an audio input. We're going to call this my Rode, R-O-D-E. And default, it's going to see the Rodecaster. And so we're going to hit OK. So now you see I got some bouncy bounce there. So I've got audio and I've got video. So if I turn that off, you see the bouncy bounce went away and I had no audio. And I turn this off and my video goes away. So what I want to do is lock these down because I don't want to lose them by accident. Okay, next thing I want to do is these work in levels too, by the way. So as I start adding things onto here, it's going to, you're going to have to know where to layer them. And I'm going to show you what that means right now. So let's add my logo. So let's go here. We're going to add an image. This is still an OBS, Open Broadcast System. It's free to download. You don't need any kind of affiliate link or anything. Just go look OBS, Open Broadcast System, I believe it's called System, and get it and start using it. So we're going to do this with logo, L-O-G-O. Hit OK. Browse. It's going to open up. We're going to go to Jeremy, and then there we go. Okay, so we're going to go to Coaching Done Better. That's who's sponsoring this show. And logos with taglines. We're going to go horizontal and right there. So open. So you see it takes the whole screen up. I'm gone. All right, I'm gone now. So what I need to do is click on that logo so you can see the red and just make it smaller and drag it over, make it smaller yet again, drag it over. Now, there are a bunch of different ways you could do this. You could do this, there's just to say, there's a lot of different ways. Personally, what I want to do is I want to put a filter on this logo and I want to crop it. So I'm going to hit plus, hit the crop pad. Okay. And I want it's going to take off a little bit from the top. Let's start with 200 and see what that looks like. That's perfect. Go to the bottom, 200. That's good. The left, we're going to take off 50. Let's take off, go back 100. All right. And the right looks fine. So we hit close. So that's a little more square there. So bring it over. And now our logo's there. So this is kind of our base. So I'm going to rename this as our main scene. That's our main scene. For every other scene, I want to duplicate this and then just build onto it. So I'm just going to click on the main scene here, and I'm going to duplicate. So now I'm going to call this one, let's see, which kind of, we're going to do a welcome message. So when somebody logs on or puts a message in there, I can say welcome. So we're just going to call this one welcome. And okay. So now we're on the welcome scene here. And I'm going to add that welcome graphic. So I'm going to come up here, and it's a movie. Actually, it's not an image. This one's actually a movie that I downloaded from iStock Photo of the word welcome, and it's a fireball, and it's moving, and it's probably 3 or 4 seconds long, but I'm going to show you how we loop that. And that way, when I click that welcome, it says welcome, pretty cool, and I'll be down in the corner. You'll see me down in the corner. So we're going to hit media source. We're going to call this welcome. We're going to call it .1 because, well, the word welcome is already taken over here, so you have to add something else to it. So we hit welcome. I call it .1. Then I'm just going to go loop so that it plays over and over again. Browse. And we're going to open up a folder where I put all of these images in already. We're going to hit welcome and open. So you hit close, and now again, it's really big. So we're just going to come up here, drag it down till it's a little smaller, drag it down so it's a little smaller again, drag it down so it's a little smaller still. And we want to get it to where we want it on our screen. So now you can move it over so it's centered, move it up a little bit, drag this down. Okay, so I want to be down here. So I'm going to take this welcome and I'm going to put it underneath the screen. I'm going to lock it. I'm going to go to my ATEM, which is my video here. I'm going to unlock that, and I'm going to make myself small right there. Look at that. So now when I'm on the main screen and I hit welcome because someone comes on screen or someone puts a cool message in there. And by the way, let me check the chats there, see if anyone's partaking. All right. I hit welcome, and now it's a pretty cool. Now, no, I don't want this branded when it comes to welcome, so I could take my logo off of this one. So I got main and welcome, and I could just go back and forth as people come into my webinar. I could say, "Hey, John, welcome," and I'm still there on the bottom. So let's do one that says mute. You know, you're on mute. You know, people come in and you're on mute. Or so let's just take this welcome because I want to stay down here and I don't want my logo on that. So I'm going to duplicate the welcome one. And I had a chance to rename it there. I should have renamed it, but rename it. Let's call this one M-U-T-E, mute. So this welcome won't be welcome anymore. We're going to remove it. Well, we could just go to properties and go to browse and find that mute one, which, by the way, is not in that folder. I'm kind of jumping around on you, but that's okay. That one is in my virtual backgrounds, and it is somewhere. Where's my mute one? I knew I was going to pick one that's hard to find. Oh, you know what? I think it's right. Where is it? It's in my virtual backgrounds. I thought it was in here. What I could just do is search it. M-U-T-E. There it is. You're on mute. We'll find out where that is later. Hit open and hit OK. So now I'm going to hit welcome. I don't want it called welcome. I'm going to rename it. I'm going to call this MUTE.1 just because I want to know that. I'm going to lock the camera, take this mute, and I'm going to drag it to where I want it, which is there. So now when someone comes on the line and they're on mute, you could just hit this button and do mute. So now instead of just going, hey, welcome, John, coming back and going, you know, you're on mute. See how it did that when I hit welcome, it showed the you're on mute. That's exactly what I wanted. So take this mute one and delete it. I should have, remember I almost deleted it, removed it because it kind of remembers it. So let me replace it. So mute's fine. The welcome, I'm going to come back here, do another media. Welcome.1 and put it on loop and go back to the welcome. Let's re-download that one. That's in generic. Okay. So make this small again. So you're just dragging it. Again, you're going to watch other videos of people doing this, and they're going to have different ways to do it. And no way is right and no way is wrong. The trick is what way works for you, which way are you comfortable with? Okay. So there's the welcome one. And mute is working and welcome is working in main. So I'd like a transition. I think transitions are cool. I like the way they look. So I created a transition on Canva. And then I took that transition video and I took it over to Adobe Pro and I made it really short and I sped it up and then I blew it up and shrunk it and then I reversed it so that it goes in and out really quickly. And so I'm going to show you how I did that. So I'm going to add I'm just going to take the welcome one because that's a video, and I'm going to duplicate it. We're going to call this one transition. And we're going to take this welcome, delete it. Again, do I have to delete it? Probably not. There's probably another way to do it. But you saw when I didn't do it, so it didn't work really perfect. So we are going to just go ahead and replace it. So we're going to go back to media source. And we're going to call this one transition.1. And we're going to choose the transition in the folder. Where is the transition? Did I have it in here? I'm almost positive I did. But I had to redo it this morning. I didn't like the way it looked, so possibly it's back one. Let's go look at. I was pretty sure. Oh, you know where it is? Hold on, not virtual. I thought it was in coaching. No, podcast. Get down to business. But that's just where we were, I believe. The assets, green squares. That's not the one I like. That's the one I wanted. Bam. It should be in this other folder, but that's fine. We found it. Hit open and close. So I don't like where it is, so I'm just going to drag it over here, make it a little bit bigger. Oh, I lost it. Oh, you know why? Property. I didn't hit loop. You know what? This is because this is this is not the transition one. This is the green square one. I don't want this one. I want to go to properties. There's a different one. Browse, the one that goes open and close really fast. Transition video. That's it. Bam. That's the one I want. So hit OK. So now, when I come to it, it should play. And it's not playing, but let's find out why. It is a local file. It's fine. Speed's fine. Okay. Oh, you know what? I bet the size of it got messed up. Let me try it one more time. Sometimes I know it disappeared when I dragged that thing, and the whole thing got really, really small, and it's hard to find again. So we're just going to try one more time here. Okay, we're going to go to media source. Trans, comma, green. And we're going to find that deal again. It should open up back to the same one. Play it. Yep, that's the one I want. Open. Yes, now it's big. Oh, disappeared. So go to properties because I didn't hit loop. And now let's make it smaller without losing it this time. and I don't want it to loop when I go to use it. I want it to stay as it is, but I want it to be on a loop while I do this so I don't lose it. So now I can go back here to properties, hit loop, take it off, and it just does it once. So when also on the transition, when it does that once and I come back to my camera, I don't want to be small. I want to be big, and I do want the logo on because this is my main screen and this is my transition screen. I wanted to, after the transition, I wanted to look like my main screen. So there's my main screen, there's my transition happening, and now there's that. So now, if I go from my main screen and I go, hey, John, welcome, come on, share your stories. And then he's on mute. So hey, John, you're on mute. Come off mute, buddy. And then he comes off mute. I can hit a transition and it comes back to normal. So now we've got enough things in here where I can show you now how to load your Stream Deck. You can see instead of coming over here to another window, finding main, finding welcome, finding mute, finding transition, you could just press buttons on these Stream Decks, all right, which would be better. I just want to tell you all again what we're doing here. It is Tech Tuesday. So we are talking about Streamdeck and OBS and how to get your video popping. And if you have something to share, please call us at 954-338-9799 or click the link that's in the body of the social media and come online. Come on live. Turn your video on and come on live. So without further ado, looking for some you can also comment. I can see your comments most of the time. Sometimes they're a little late. We're on here every day, Monday through Thursday, 2:30 till whenever. Today we're probably going to take most of the hour because of the tech part of it. Tech usually takes a little bit longer than a business thing or a money thing or motivation thing or top 10 list. But we're on here, and wherever you're seeing us, we're on here Monday through Thursdays, 2:30 to 3 or 3:30. You can call in, come on live, or chat questions, and we'll answer them. So let's go ahead and bring this smaller. And there is the Streamdeck software that I just downloaded from Elgato.com. And again, what does it look like again? We're showing you guys, this is what the tool that I'm using. Okay. These buttons will be what I'm using to get to these graphics, these video graphics faster. And it ranges from 249 to 129. That's a 32 key, which is the one I have here I'm using right now. But it also has a 16 key version that's here that I'm holding. That's only 129. And the links to buy those, by the way, are down, or they'll be down in the description, but they're also in the body of the social media post that you saw, the description in there. But I'm going to add them to the descriptions later. Those are my affiliate links, so I will make a couple of dollars on them because I have an Amazon affiliate associate link. So it helps us out. If you buy those through the affiliate links, we make a little coin. It justifies us doing these. Of course, the likes, the follows, the subscriptions, subscribing, all of that counts. So we really appreciate it. So let's get to showing you how we loaded these up. You can see as I'm pushing them, they'll change. So we're going to go to the second screen, which is empty. And remember when I said you don't need a 32 screen, you could use a 16 screen. When I bought it, I didn't realize we've got all these screens. You could just keep adding screens. So, but I didn't know that, and I wanted to use them in different places. One I used to travel with, they're pretty much loaded the same. One I have here, and if you see up here, you got there's the XL, and then I have the regular Stream Deck here. So right now we're clicked on the XL. That's one we're using, and we're going to load these things in here. So first thing we do is all of these things here on the side. Let me make this one bigger so you can kind of see. Let me replace the other video. These are the keys. If you can see down here where I am in the corner, these keys that are on here are corresponding with these squares here on screen. So all I have to do is come down here to the right, and I have to look for OBS Studio, which is, again, that's the platform that I use to process all my video on. And I have multiple camera switchers and everything. This is a one camera shoot today, so we're not doing any of that, but that's exactly what I use 90% of the time is my OBS. And this thing is really distracting. So let me open up another window. It's got a slide thing going on over here to my left. Anyway, come down here to OBS. And what we're doing is we're creating scenes. Remember, we created those scenes called main and welcome and mute and transition. We created 4 scenes. So the top left, I'm going to call that my main scene. So I just simply went over here to scenes and dragged it over here. When I let it go, this came up. And so I'm going to title it main. And then it's going to ask you to pick the scene. And it's our main scene. They correspond. There you go. Next, I'm going to add down here the mute. You're on mute, buddy. Can't hear you. So I come over here to OBS. And I grab the scene button and I drop it under here. And I call this one MUTE. And you see how it writes it on the button there. And I check here and I choose the mute. Now, if you look down here in the corner again, you see, I don't know if you can see this, but they're starting to light up. The two spots are now lit up. And so when I come back here, I'm going to do another scene. I'm going to call this one transition. And that's that transition that I do to go back and forth with those cool green squares. And then I think I did a fourth one called welcome. And you could do it anywhere. Just grab the scene, drag it anywhere. I could do it down here since I know it's the second button and I want to get to it fast. Bam, bam. I kind of memorize where these things are. I'm going to call this one welcome. And we pick welcome. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller now to show you that as I choose these, they start, instead of going and clicking them over here, I don't have to do anything now. I can actually minimize this. I can make this bigger. And as I'm talking to you, and you kind of again memorize where they are. And oh, look, John just came on. Hey, John, welcome to the show. I'm just clicking the button, welcome. And then if John's on mute, I can just go click right back to my main, or I can hit, hey, you're on mute, buddy. Come off mute. And then he comes off mute. I get a transition. So it adds levels. It adds just texture, right? And so I'm adding different things to the show. I could add anything I want over here. I've got so many things. Let's add a new one. Let's call one called thanks. And I got this little fire theme going, right? So see here, what I messed up with is I didn't duplicate. So instead of just doing a new one, I'd have to add the camera and add the microphone and add this and add that. Instead, I'm just going to remove that. Thanks. And I'm just going to come up here to whatever, the transition, the mute, the welcome. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to call it thanks. Okay. Come over here, get rid of that one. We don't want welcome. We want to add thanks. So media source, thanks. Come over here to OK. Oh, it's already taken, remember? I forgot to do a .1. You can just do anything you want. You could do .source, .scene, whatever you want. You don't even have to do a dot. Hit loop, browse. Should come up in, let's see, go back to my files, podcast, assets. You know what? I think they're not here. What did I do with them? I put them in virtual. That's what I did. I put them in my virtual, and I put them in a Streamdeck folder down here. And I called it, there it is. So here is, which one am I doing? Thanks. It opens up. Remember, I hit loop because this thing, when I downloaded it from iStock Video, when I did that, it only runs for like maybe 7 seconds or 8 seconds or 5 seconds. Every video is a little different, but if you hit loop, it just keeps running it over and over, so it never falls off. All right, and you could do anything you want. You could turn it. You could make it big. You can make it smaller. You can turn it on its side. You can make it pop. I mean, there's so many things. I could put this in OBS. I mean, Adobe Pro, and I could make it come out really big from the middle, from nothing, right? Like I did with the opener, where you saw the transition things, and then the let's get down to business sign comes out from the middle, gets bigger. I mean, there's so many things that we can mix and match the technology that we work on. So I'm going to show Canva another day. Today is about OBS and Stream Deck and the relationship. But it's more about making your videos pop, getting people's attention, showing appreciation when people come on, making it simple and fast so that people can actually, you can actually stay in the conversation while engaging, while asking questions. Let me get that Stream Deck back up here so I can add the thanks. So, and here's another way to do it. Here's welcome. I'm just gonna copy it, come out to another square, paste it. Instead of welcome, we're gonna say thanks. THANKS. And instead of welcome, we're gonna go thanks. So now when I show you that by pushing thanks, it says thank you. So we are at 36 minutes. We don't have a lot of comments right now, which is fine. I guess that means I'm doing a good job with explaining it. If you have more questions, you can get a hold of me at the phone number that is my personal phone number here. And it's also connected to this sound system. So if you called in, now you would be able to be on the air with me and people could hear you and we could have a conversation. But call me anytime, 954-338-9799. Get on my calendar, go to jeremytorsk.com or coachingdonebetter.com and jump on my calendar. We'll have a virtual coffee. If you'd like to buy any of this stuff, Streamdeck, Elgato Streamdeck, I'm going to put the descriptions in the videos and down below in the comments. And again, those are affiliate links. So I think between 4 and 10% of the purchase price comes back to us. So if it's $150, it's $15. Hey, it's $15. We will take that every day of the week. We are going to copy something else. What I'm going to do here is get rid of this. And I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to switch cameras back to my OBS. And that's good. We're doing this live on the air. There we go. Talk about high flying without a net. High flying without a net. That's what we're doing here. So this allows me to come back to here, and now I can really get, show everybody again. This was a money show. It's an affiliate link. I get 10% or up to 10% for anything you buy. We do appreciate you watching us on Tech Tuesday. We definitely want you guys to understand that it is time to get down to business. The month is almost over, which means the year is almost over. It's time to go, people. Time to get ready for next year. 2024 is right around the corner. I'm here for you. We want to help you succeed next year. CoachingDoneBetter.com. Improving every day. We have people on standby, coaches. If you're looking to improve your mind, body, or business, we've got the world's best coaches standing by, ready to help you. Tech Tuesday. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next. Actually, we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, and I'll have Christy Torres with Flamingo Realty as my guest here. We didn't even talk about the new set. Talk to you next time.